I will call our special meeting council to order and take this opportunity to welcome everyone, members of council, administration, and also those who are streaming from the comforts of home. Welcome to our meeting. Roll call. All members of council are present and accounted for. We do have Councillor Dowie, who is not going to be at our meeting today. We'll deal with that in the agenda. So I'd like to first report out that we had a closed session meeting that was held earlier this afternoon at 4:30 in accordance to section 239B of the Municipal Act. At the meeting, members were given an update, provided direction regarding identifiable individual, including a municipal employee. So we'll move on to the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the land and surrounded by water originally inhabited by Indigenous peoples who have traveled this area since time immemorial. This territory is within the lands honored by the Wampum Treaties and agreements between the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and Shawnee, Lenni, and Lenape peoples and allied nations to peacefully share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Specifically, we would like to acknowledge the presence of the Three Fires Confederacy, the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and the Potawatomi, and the Huron-Wendat peoples. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture while remaining committed to moving forward respectfully with all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. Members of council, any disclosure of pecuniary interest on the agenda is presented to you this afternoon. Hearing none, that will be reflected in the minutes. No delegations to deal with, members of council. We do have one piece of communications, and it's from Councillor Andrew Dowie. That was dated June 5th, 2022, and it's his resignation. It is recommended that council acknowledges the receipt of the resignation of Councillor Andrew Dowie, dated June 5th, 2022, from his position as councillor of Ward 1, and that council under subsection 262(1) of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended declared a vacancy in the office of councillor of Ward 1. And further, that council direct administration to provide a report to council on the options of filling a vacancy on council to be presented at the June 28th, 2022 regular council meeting. Motion moved by Deputy Mayor Bicchetti and supported by Councillor Altenhoff. Any questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Altenhoff.
Thank you, Worship. And through you, it's somewhat bittersweet, I guess, to be supporting this motion because I want to publicly state that it has been an honor, a privilege, and an awesome educational experience to work with Councillor Dowie. But also, I see the wonderful next chapter in his life coming out here, where he's going to be taking on, a further position, and I'm very happy for him and wish him all the best. But I just wanted to indicate, like I said, it's a bit bittersweet because I know we are losing a very good councillor, but yet we are also gaining a good representation at the political side as well. So I offer him my congratulations as I've indicated to him previously in a message, and I know it's gone out many times, but it's a bit of a tough motion to support, but it also is a good motion to support. So thank you.
Well, thank you, certainly, Councillor Altenhoff. No doubt, in terms of the bittersweet is, it certainly is, and I know for the longstanding members here, Deputy Mayor, I think we had appointed Councillor Dowie back in 2006 as our member in Community of Adjustment back then, and prior to that, Andrew's been heavily involved with the scouting movement, the 35th Troop within Tecumseh for years prior to that, and had the privilege of meeting Andrew probably 20 years ago when he was in the scouting movement, and was the scout leader and of my grandson. And so I've known him for a long time, and he's been a tremendous community advocate and has been a huge supporter of the town of Tecumseh ever since. And certainly, when you lose a team member, you always, it is, as you alluded to, bittersweet, but we have a tremendous opportunity here that we have never experienced that I can remember, where we actually had a federal and provincial members in government. And the reality is, we know the ear to the ministers goes through the home port. And, I have an old saying that charity starts at home. And there's no doubt this is a tremendous opportunity for him, also for us to have that link to both the provincial and federal government. He needs to be congratulated for an unbelievable campaign, and his own campaign team need to be commended, for the hard work, because there's no doubt, whether win, lose, or draw, the effort that he put in was enough to convince people that this guy wanted the job. And, knocked on, 25,000 doors, started back in November of this year through the winter months, and out there when it was 20 below and snowstorms and whatever, he was out knocking on doors. So I give him full marks for his work there. And I know he's going to be a very, very strong advocate for our region. And it's just an opportunity for us as council to wish him well. And I think once he gets through his swearing in and knowing exactly where he is in his offices, maybe it'll be an opportunity for us to bring him back to a council meeting to congratulate him and thank him in a more formal opportunity, in certainly in the near future. So I again, on my behalf, and I want to certainly extend my best wishes and congratulations, for a successful bid. It's not an easy task, and he made history. 93 years that his party has not been in power in this area. So that's certainly a huge congratulations on that regards. But I think most importantly is the ability to have both members of this riding in government. I think this is first I can remember. We've had one or the other, but I don't think we've had both. So this is wonderful to see, and it'll be a different venture for him, so in that regards. And so now we're going to knock on his door to promote the good wishes and the needs and the wants of our community. So if Andrew, you're listening, make sure your phone is on, and we'll be calling. So anyway, with that, we wish him all the best. Councilor Tonio. Councilor Jobin.
Thank you. Congratulations, Andrew. And as you said, we'll have a formal congratulations coming up. I would just like to offer my services if there's any help needed in his ward. I'm available. So if administration needs to direct any issues from citizens, I can cover his ward during his absentee.
Yep, very good. And he has two others. You got the mayor and the deputy mayor, and I think all the rest of the council will be there. But certainly we appreciate that call. Councilor Jobin.
Thank you, and through you, congratulations to Andrew and Mary and all of your families. Like Gary said, I do have to echo some of the things that Councilor Altenhoff and the mayor had stated. You guys, you definitely started knocking on doors. I mean, you went hard, and that's just, it was amazing. And I'm very proud of you, and I'm very happy for you and all of your family and for our community, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Jobin. Councilor Houston.
Thank you, Worship. Yes, I'll echo all the comments that I've made. I've certainly enjoyed working with Councilor Dowie, right? Over the past, 7+ years now. I've learned a lot from him. He will be missed, but he's only a phone call away, as you've said, Mayor. So, wish him all the best, and, exciting, to see him in his next step. So, thank you.
All right, Councilor Houston. Deputy Mayor Buchetti.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations. Still call him Councillor Dowie until we actually pass this motion, right, in terms of his resignation. But again, like everyone has stated, we've had a great, I go back 2 terms, great 8 years having Councillor Dowie on our team here in Tecumseh. And I know the mayor agrees with me. The last 8 years has been one of the top councils that I've been part of in terms of getting things done and moving the agenda forward. And that requires teamwork on everybody's part. And Andrew was certainly a team player in all the dealings he had, not only with council, but also with the community and the public. As you know, the campaign was a long one. Andrew did start early. However, the Ford government and the promises that have been made are going to be, important to the community, the hospital, the Highway 3. And I know Andrew will be right on there, and we wish him all the best as he advocates for our region. And again, yes, we will be looking for funding for various projects in the future. But to Andrew, Mary, and all his family, and I got to give it to the campaign team. Great job, and wish you much continued success in the future.
All right. So then on the motion, all in favor? Opposed, if any? That is carried. Okay, we'll move on to reports, and I'm going to call upon our CAO and on this procedural rules and order of business to be suspended to allow for bylaw 2022-043 to be read and approved. So I'll pass this on to our I was going to say our clerk, but it's not our clerk, it's our CAO. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll briefly speak to the appointments bylaw, bylaw 2022-043, and then perhaps entertain the motion to suspend the rules for allowing consideration of a bylaw at a special council meeting. And I would also ask indulgence for one item of new business to be included in that resolution as well. Mr. Mayor, as we spoke before council, we have the item of correspondence from the county on the library board for addressing. So, however, on the bylaw itself, I just make note for council's information that the changes to the appointments bylaw pertain to item number 1 and item number 16. So on item number 1, we have a replacement in there naming an acting clerk, Jennifer Alexander, and also the positions with respect to the Freedom of Information Act and licensing. And then on item number 16, the recent appointment of Alessio Muzio, and I apologize if I did not get that name correct, who is now filling the position of drainage superintendent. So those are the 2 changes for council's information with respect to the appointments bylaw that we bring to you this evening. But prior to considering that bylaw, as the mayor correctly alluded to, we do need to suspend the rules for the purposes of allowing consideration of that bylaw this evening at the special council meeting. And if I could do a friendly amendment to that and for introducing an item of new business. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, Madam CAO. Moved by Councilor Houston, and do I support Councilor Tonio? On the motion, all in favor? Opposed, if any? That is carried. Okay. Okay. Okay, so before adjournment, a new business, that item that the our CAO did bring forward. As you know,
Just one moment, please, Mr. Mayor, if you would please ask Ms. Alexander to do the motions pertaining to the bylaw prior to going to the new business, please. Thank you.
Through your worship, I just need first and second reading of bylaw number 2022-043. If I can get first and second, and if appropriate, third and final readings.
thank you. 2 readings, Councillor Houston, Deputy Mayor Bichetti. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Oppose if any, that's carried. 3 readings in order now. Councillor Houston and Councillor Altenhoff. All in favor? Oppose if any, that is carried. And prior to adjournment, just add the new business, but it pertains obviously from the resignation of former councillor Dowie to MPP elect. As you know, Andrew was a member representing the town of Tecumseh, and as the liaison or board member of the Essex County Library. And also at this moment, he has resigned his position on the Essex County Library Board and given his recent election. And the question has arisen, obviously, how do we fill that position? And there's certainly a few areas that we can. Number one, both myself and the deputy mayor are ineligible as there are proper representation from the county. We can then either appoint another member of council, a councillor to deal with that, or we can appoint a layperson in the community to finish the term until November 15th, I believe, or 19th, somewhere in that time frame. And so in keeping with that, I would ask that we add that component for administration to bring back the report in terms of if you want that, or do you want to deal with it as we speak today?
If I could, Mr. Mayor, the county clerk has indicated that she will be bringing a report to county council next week. So there was some urgency behind trying to deal with that this evening as opposed to leaving it to the end of June. So if there is interest amongst any member of council besides yourself and Deputy Mayor Bichetti, it would be good to know that this evening.
Okay, yeah, because he'll have to go through the striking committee at the county. Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I don't know, I'd like to nominate Councillor Houston if he's willing to sit on the library board and finish off the term. That may assist with us moving forward.
Yeah, I think there's 2 meetings. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the other thing I think September and October. I don't believe they sit over the summer months, so they reconvene in September and October. So we're talking 2, maybe maximum 3 meetings to deal with. I just wanted to lay it out there. Okay, go ahead, Councillor Antonio.
I'd just like to second Deputy Mayor's motioner.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Altenhoff.
Through your worship to Councillor Houston, are you willing to accept the?
Well, I was gonna see if there's anybody else, but it looks like Councillor Houston. If there's any no further nomination then I'll ask Councillor Houston if he's willing to sit on the library board.
Yeah, through you, your worship, I'm happy to sit in. I just I can't recall the evening or the days when library board convenes.
It's, can't remember now myself. I think it's not on the first or second Wednesday. It's usually a Thursday in around that, you know, because obviously there are county councilors on there and there's other lower tier folks. So it tries not to, you know, interfere with councils. So most of the councils are either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so I believe it's a Thursday.
Yeah, it could be Wednesday too, Mayor. I think Councillor Dow would have conflict when he was on the BIA, if I remember correctly. It could be the second or fourth Wednesday of the month. And again, we have so many help here. I know Councillor Tonio, he's retired. If he's willing to pitch in and help out Councillor Houston, if he's at a library board, Councillor Tonio can go to the BIA meeting. Like I said, we work well as a team, and I think we could finish off the year just pitching in that way. But
Yeah, no, I'm happy to accept, sir.
Yeah, I think everybody can, you know, we'll pick up the load and we'll be there to support everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, so on the motion, all in favor? Opposed, if any? That's carried. That's unanimous. Congratulations, Councilor Houston.
Thank you.
All right. You're perfect. You wear glasses. You look like a librarian, so you'll be all set. Deputy Mayor.
Yep, Mayor, I'm not sure. I'll check with the Madam Clerk there regarding any other new business items. As you know, we've had these Zoom meetings for a while now. Is it appropriate to make a notice of motion for the June meeting to start in-person meetings, regular council meetings starting in July? If it is appropriate to do this evening, then I'd like to put that as a notice of motion for the June meeting.
Go ahead, Madam CEO.
Just as a point of order, Mr. Mayor, I think we only waived the rules to deal with two items, the bylaw and the new business item. So with respect to Deputy Mayor, we're aware of your request, and administration is working towards establishing in-person meetings for July. So hopefully that gives you some comfort on your request this evening.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And then again, even if it's the second one in July, that way we can get it going. But thank you for your indulgence.
Okay, no further business at this stage here. Then adjournment's in order. Councilor Tonio and Councilor Jobin, all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Thank you. And we're almost back